Good morning, traders. So it's the 5th of February, 2021. We're about 5 minutes off the non-farm payroll report. So we will be flat, but it's a good thing to watch. They've pushed the all-time high over the Globex session. Not by much, but they did. And therefore, I would be quite amazed if the cash folks don't take that title back. They seem to have quite an issue with letting the Globex set records, whether it's highs or lows or whatever it is. And there's even a statistic that's quite consistent, whereby the regular trading hours, I think it's 97% last time I ran it, is 97% of the time the regular trading hours will take out either the Globex high or low. So not a statistic you can really trade on, but it's definitely proven out over the years. It's quite amazing. They just have a real problem with that. In other words, should not be at all surprised to see this high or this low taken out. And in this case, since it's an all-time high, my vote would be for move to the upside. And the definitely risk on attitude here today. Settlement at 13,547 on the NASDAQ. Open interest is a little bit less, I believe. I got to figure out start noting that down. My memory's not too many things on my mind lately. Definitely risk on. Attitude on the financials and currencies. Dollar's a little weaker. That's normal. What's gold doing? Well, gold's a little up. That's contrary to risk off. Silver's not going too much. So let's see what happens with this non-farm payroll. Been in a trading range waiting for it. And there we have it. You can see the data's frozen. They're digesting the report. And with the TopStep Trader Combine, you have to be flat 1 minute before and 1 minute through the release until 1 minute after. So chop fest going on there, huh? Wow. Not a lot of real reaction there. Trying to get this calendar straightened out. Not playing nice with me here today. Kind of disappointing. Well, I know they've got the calendar there, but I don't seem to find it now. So we're at 32 past the hour. If I was so disposed, I would be able to participate in this market, but I'm not. So Friday night, one must always keep in mind Fridays and your emotional capital. Last thing you want to do is take a big hit on a Friday and then spend the rest of the weekend thinking about it. That can have quite a significant negative impact on your emotional capital. So here's that economic calendar I've been desperately trying to find here. TopStep has got a calendar, but it's pretty rudimentary. Let me get down here to the so they were forecasting 5.1 and they got a 5.4. Let's see if we've got this set up right. Negative, we do not. Get it set for the proper time zone here. Now let's see what we got to look at. There's our non-farm payroll there. They were forecasting 6.7%, and it's dropped by 4%. That was our major. Next out will be the, same time. Oh, wow. What the hell? Jesus, look at Canada. Can that be true? 212,000 negative? Wow. Huh. Well, that's too bad for our friends to the north over there. My goodness. I find this calendar to be pretty handy. You can get here by going to investing.com and then pick markets, commodities, and there's a drop down where you can take the economic calendars, earnings, etc. Handy. So they're just gonna not really react and chop her back and forth. They're staying right within this trading range, just bouncing on the all-time high. And if you notice, we have broken out of this balance area now to the upside. So here's our last few days in market profile. These last 3 days were just talk about balance coiling up for some move, and they did push up here to the all-time high, 1621, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So very likely possibility that that move will continue. As I mentioned before, the cash boys, the regular trading hours, people don't generally let a record stand that was put in overnight. And if we want to check out our real numbers there, we can see that our all-time high in the Globex was 13,681.18. It'll be about right there. No, a little higher than that. Right over here. So we're still back on the brackets. Play it conservative here with one lot and a scalp bracket for this Friday. Unless we get something that looks ridiculous, and then I'll just trade it off on the Jigsaw Dome without brackets and manually manage the trade. Well, that was about a whole lot of nothing for that non-farm. I was kind of looking forward to seeing a little movement there. Not much to see here. Trading range. They're just trading it back and forth. They just topped out that high, and now they're in the range. There's the whole low backs. There was a nice move off the lows there. Pretty well stuck in this range. .30 range for most of the London trading session. I had expected, or was kind of hoping there'd be some movement after that non-farm. No such luck. Not much to say, not much to do. Now just kind of got another 45 minutes or so until we have the open for the regular trading hour session. Cash, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully, yep, it looks like we got good audio and video, and hopefully putting out some quality here. I put out recorded a video earlier with some detailed dive into the TopStep Trader Funding Program, which I am in step 2 of at this moment, with some of all of the explanation of all of the rules and a good analysis of why I selected the $50,000 combine, which I have done, and why, after having a review of, now there's quite a number of funding companies around. Originally, TopStep was the only one. They've been in business, I think, 8 or 9 years. Some pretty impressive stats. I was surprised there. $2,178,600 and something dollars withdrawn by their funded traders in 2020. Quite an impressive number. 6,000 something traders funded in 2020. And they are an American company with, whether you live in the States or not, you can have peace of mind knowing that it's regulated. As with the futures market, same idea. They're not going to run off with your money, which is, of course, the ultimate insult if you work so hard to get funded and then you become successful and you build up your account and you discover that some pencil neck has gone south with your money. Pretty disappointing. I would never want to put myself in that position. So I'm going to stick with this TopStep funding, and I will report how it goes into the pro account and the premium funded account and withdrawals and all that sort of thing. All the steps along the way. So let's just see where we are here. Had a pretty big loss on Wednesday, 630 some dollars. Pretty disappointing, but you know, it was only 2 trades. The disappointing part was the slippage. I was trading the bracket, which has an 8-point or 32 tick stop on both contracts. That was the two lot bracket, and the stop out slipped to 10 points. So that's 8 ticks, 2 full points. Pretty disappointing there. But you know, obviously, then you have to use your risk management and trade management and scale back so that I don't have any problems with the weekly drawdown. And yesterday we made 3 trades, 2 winners and 1 small $500 or something loser, for a total net of $230, I think it was, yesterday. Or something like that. So, as I say so often, the goal is consistent profitability over the long haul. Your object as a trader is to take as many trades as you can to increase the probability of your hedge. And obviously, your short-term goal is to be able to trade tomorrow. A couple emails here on this other side. But I am certainly not going to try to get involved in this chopperoonie over here. Again, back to the emotional capital concept and Friday. So we'll see what we see. I will be quite surprised, however, if we don't get some probably test lower on that open and then push to higher. They just have a real issue letting the Globex folks put in highs, all-time highs especially, and quite often they would be targeting this session high. So we'll see how it plays out here, and hopefully we can get a few points out of it. That's the key. That's the key. I'll try to get the second and I hope final recording of the Holy Grail up this weekend. Try to keep all the pre-recorded material to with maximum 30 minutes, just so it's not painful for folks passing by to have a look at. Definitely enjoy the trading and the markets, and I firmly believe, and have for years actually, that trading is the best opportunity out there for at least my personality. I am entrepreneurial and self-disciplined and driven, so I don't have issues with those kinds of things. Some folks, would lose their mind sitting in front of screens by themselves, I guess, or need supervision. Fortunately, I have not been that way, I guess, from the time I was raised. So from my point of view, it's without a doubt the best opportunity I've bumped into, and I've been fortunate in my life with a number of great opportunities. So that's saying something. It does require work, and it requires patience, and it requires understanding of the proper, or it's not the right word, understanding of the real holy grail of trading, which is not what most anybody thinks, and certainly not what anybody tries to sell you. But there is a very definite underlying truth. And once that's established and you've understood that, then it's just a matter of applying your edge and taking the most amount of samples that you can. Instances, however you say that. And then when you get on the right side, you can start to size up. Now I'm limited to 2 contracts until I've got this figure here at 51,501. Then I can take 3 contracts. Then at 2001, I can size up to 5, should I elect to do so. But for now, my limit is 2 contracts at this account balance area size. That's dictated by TopStep. Part of the TopStep trading combine, basically, that's 2 steps, obviously. First, both have a target of $3,000. The first is you can finish in 5 days, actually. And it is basically, can you make some money? And then step 2 is 10 days. There's more constraints. And the object is to prove that you have the ability for self-control, risk management, money management, trade management, all the things that would make them comfortable to give you a lot of money to trade. And from that point on, they assume all the risk. They take 20% of your profits and you get 80. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Money for nothing and the chicks for free, I guess. So they've just dribbled it back down to VWAP. We're 3 minutes to the top of the hour. My cord keeps getting hung up on my shirt here. I'm not sure exactly why. Going to be getting a Shure SM7B, a boom. Try to get a little better audio. However, I think I've got the settings fairly well worked out on this Logitech Pro X with its headset microphone. So I'm not chomping at the bit to get that Shure center. As I say repeatedly, my goal is not to be an internet star or a YouTube wizard or any of that stuff. My goal is to be a consistently profitable trader, and that this channel is my trading journal, and I try to share my thoughts for myself for later review and for the benefit of the channel members, subscribers, and visitors. And it will be nice to have a robust community. Hopefully will develop before too long. Sellers are definitely taking control of this one. I guess would be they'll pull it back before they take it up. I'd be looking for something down to the first standard deviation area here, more around the open. Settlement is 13,547, so settlement's clear down here. Right there. Just about the second standard deviation, or sigma 2. This is just not making any sense to me at all. If you look at these settings, it should be starting the session now. It's reporting accurately. It's my test is Jigsaw always. They're the same. So see what happens when we have the open. Jigsaw will reset. And we'll see what happens with the Tradovate VWAP. I guess I'm just OCD enough that I really like to have all of my charting cross-checked and confirming each other. One confirms the other. And when that doesn't happen, that makes me unsettled and a little bit apprehensive. Going to step away here for a bio break, and it's just always handy, good idea to take every 30 or 40 minutes and step away from the screens, look out the window, look down the hall, focus 20 or 30 feet away, pop off a few push-ups, a little exercise, get your blood flowing. It's terrible for you physiologically to just sit and focus at a screen. I normally have a standing desk, but over here in Kuala Lumpur, I do not have. That's at the office in the States, in Houston. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. And didn't miss a thing. Didn't miss a thing. $25 minutes till the open. We are just talking about confluence area. We've got VWAP and POC and dead center in the chop zone, and wow, a little bit off of the open, not much. Good volume for the Globex so far to be. ES has got quite a lot of volume there. And a lot of open interest. Wow. 2,584,000 contracts. Gee whiz. That is a lot of open interest. on the ES. That's why it's such a thick market. So here we sit in our most I can't think of the right adjective actually, but three positions, right? Long, short, and flat. Spending a lot of time in flat lately. They're going to try to take it down a little bit, or are they going to go? Where are you guys going to go with that thing? Down to the open, head down to settlement, maybe? Or are they just going to tease people until we get ready for the open? That's the bitch, Ken. I always take your old water and drink it, and I never can taste anything. Okay. Do a couple of tasks here. Cut an apple for my daughter. And 15 minutes to the open. Didn't miss anything. So, talk about nailed down and wait. Boy, they are really pinned there, aren't they? And that's the reason. That's the reason why. Right there. So, let's go. Let's go. 10, 12 minutes. Quite a lackluster non-farm, and generally by this time, there's quite a bit of action on the market, but we're not seeing any real build on the book. Tight spread, which is good, and just a tight consolidation range there on the. One of the attributes that I like about the range chart, it doesn't create a new bar until it has equaled or surpassed the range setting, right? 20 ticks. So if the market is slow and it's not ticking much, you get one bar every so often. Right? As opposed to with a 1 minute or a 5 minute bar, you're going to get a new bar every 5 minutes, no matter how much you trade it. So you can get a little better pace for the market with the range bar. Also, conversely, if it's spitting out bars right, left, and center, you know that that you got some volatility. So we are risk on. We're right up against all-time highs for the umpteenth test. We're tested it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and now Globex is pushed through. So it would not be at all surprising to see this take a turn to the upside somewhere around the 80 handle, 800 handle, I should say. So here we sit, killing time. I think of what else I could do, but it's just 7 minutes till they open. I think I'll sit tight. Every now and then I don't see that audio level moving, and I'm a little apprehensive about the 2 days ago when the had the stream audio didn't come up, didn't publish across with the rest of the stream. Kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Just that was not a good day all the way around. That was the 620 loser. Wow, they are just sitting on this thing. Unbelievable. Unemployment rebounds in line with estimates. You sure wouldn't think that the futures traders were excited about anything looking at this Globex market, would you? Wow. I'm sort of looking forward to a relatively short stream here. I'd like to bang out a couple of nice positive trades if the opportunities present themselves, and get some sleep. Kind of a trying week because of the COVID story. Our gym is closed, so we're gonna go. Funny, isn't it? ES is moving. ES 5-minute. NASDAQ right now 5-minute will be TPO, and the NASDAQ 20 range. Yeah, so with the gym closed, I climbed the stairs in our building here. It's 35 flights, 20 steps per flight. I do 6 trips, which is about 4,000 steps. The problem with that's good cardio, and with the heat, I'm pretty knackered by the time I'm done. But the takes about an hour and 30 minutes. I average about 15 minutes a trip. But the problem is my upper body's turning to jello here. I've got some dumbbells, and I'm going to have to start doing a cadence exercise that I used to do one other time in my life, where a series of lifting and push-ups and things like that, something to get the upper body worked out as well as the legs and the cardio. Fortunately, I'm in a real beautiful position to, lovely weather and nice building and place where I can do that. They were going to lift the movement control order yesterday, actually, which would have opened the gym again, but now they've pushed it out the 18th or the end of the month or something. I don't know. 'And they could just open it and continue more of the same, which you never know. You have to trade what you see and always be cognizant of the fact that your next trade is 50-50, no matter what you've back tested, what your edge says, anything else. The very next trade is 50-50. Simple. For that reason, your goal as a trader is to manage your risk and your trade management so that you can have as many opportunities to trade and let your edge come to play as you can. In other words, like I say repeatedly, your goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. One minute less. Now, I'm real curious to see what happens with the VWAP, if it resets or what it does. Having that VWAP session set to 22:30, which is my local time here for the market open of the cash market. 15 seconds till the open. Take a deep breath. Trade safe and trade what the market gives you. There we go. So Jigsaw is open and ticking, and I don't see market profile doing anything yet on Tradovate. Most disappointing. There we go. Just now, few seconds late. Can just see the value area high and low. There's that test to the downside. Now we're going to do the, hopefully the top of that value opening swing. Tight range, just hugging that trading range from the Globex. The darker gray out here is the Globex value area or volume profile. This is our RTH with the value area in light blue, or whatever that blue is called, sky blue, I don't know. Doesn't look like we have much going on here to me. Cumulative delta is falling out of bed on the ES. Trying to trade into value area here. If we can we get into it, that's fine. If we get rejected out of it, then here we go. Not seeing any opportunities myself at the moment. Not really sure why, to be honest with you. Wow, look at that delta. Look at that delta fall off here on the ES. And really no downside movement. So that's, I think that's shorts covering. And here we go with a consolidation area now, and we could get a move one way or the other. It's like a spring coiling up. Wow. Don't think there's anything here that interests me. They're just chopping this back and forth like nobody's business with a, what is that, 15-point range in the value area? Not anything to write home about there. Too short of distance for me. Even mean reversion from the one standard deviation. So close to the value area low. And you see how it's short time frame traders in the market. You see how they're respecting all of these visual references. That makes it a little bit more precarious for me. Could break to the downside here. Smack dab. Yeah, there we go down. Opening up a little bit there. Right now, just basically downtrending with a little pullback. Putting in a second distribution there with POCs now moved down. Targeting this, we're long here one, targeting this value area up to the second, but I don't think that's a good, I think it's going to go our way here. We'll see. Now we're right on POC. That's not a good thing. So we'll see how this plays out. There we go. Stopped out. With this heavy volume area in the POC, I thought it was reasonably possible that we would trade across, but it's a little bit early, I think. Now, if we get into value here, it's quite possible that we could trade across it. Value area is down here, however, so. Looks like I got suckered into the trading range, selling the, going long in the top. And with POC right there, one standard deviation, POC, value area low. Just can't quite get the buyers on it. Buyers are coming in, but just not strong enough to get a move across that POC and up, I don't think. Tempted to try another one there. What happened there was the bracket order moved up when we get 5 points in the money, 22 ticks. The break-even bracket moves up to plus 21 rather than taking it to our 10. So that's happened pretty quick, but that's what happened there. That's why if you notice that the target was up here, but we were out at a positive over here, so $110. So we're down 40 on the day. Man, they just can't quite get this thing moving. Oh well, I'm not trying that one again. My theory is that we're above above the POC. We're on this volume area, and we probably try to trade back towards value area high, and VWAP and the volume, a high volume node, but no such luck. No way, Jose. And this is just a chop fest here. I'm happy to be looking at that $40 plus their trades here. What we would have will be a 50-50, but you see the stop was more than the take profit with that trail to break even and break even plus. So we're minus 20 expectancy at 21 seconds in the trade. Oh well, sooner or later it's probably going to go up there, but I'm not going to keep doing that. That'll be twice at nearly the same entry, thinking that we were going to get that move across, but they seem to be pretty set in their ways here. Consolidating, getting tighter and tighter. And then when it rips, it'll just rip in a heartbeat and I'll be left in the dust. Like right now, for example. That's pretty amazing. I just can't quite get there. What are we looking at behind there? We're trading right at that yesterday's close. Now we're going to get up there and test that value area high. Normally I would have a resting order here for a short on that value area high, but the way this is bouncing around and the price action isn't exactly resonating with me, and I still have a basic price. I guess you would say a bias to the upside, thinking that we're so close to that value area Globex session high, and that is an all-time high for the Nasdaq. So that's would be pretty surprising to me if that didn't happen. I'm not sure what this big red blob is going on over there for him, but it's kind of annoying. You see they're consolidating now for a move, and I would suspect to the upside, but the problem is, that's why that having a resting order here at the value area low for the bounce or the rejection short is not on the cards for me. Even with under normal circumstances with VWAP and value area low or value area high both right there, that would be an ideal resting order for a short, but not when you've tested 3 times and consolidating. It depends on how you get there. This is a pretty good. Now we're going to trade from this consolidation area back down to this value volume area. Not really sure what the hell they're waiting for. ES is looking pretty limp too. Same idea. Oh, look at that sell-off on the ES. Look at how that delta is sold off. My goodness. Well, I am thinking that this holds no interest for me. If they get across there and start to make a move that makes a difference, I'm thinking this is not particularly my cup of tea. I guess taking that value area and that opening swing high would have been a good idea. Hindsight is so wonderful, isn't it? Boy, just figure out how to do that. How to trade hindsight. Wow. I promise I'll tell everybody when I figure it out. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, finally they got to value or the value area high in VWAP. ES is moving a little bit. Can I actually go somewhere here, guys, or what? Gonna get up there and show those people who's boss on that Globex high? Pretty hard to even consider pullbacks. Buyers are in control here, but it just doesn't seem to have any conviction. Tag ticked for tick with yesterday's high. Huh. Well, back into value. Will they trade across? Rejected outside. Back into value. Expectation would be to trade across to the value area low. But for me, this is too erratic price action. I mean, hindsight, of course, you go long down here to value area low and you just sit on it and you get to value area high. But ridiculous. Value and the VWAP has gone off. We got 567 over here on Jigsaw, and this thing is up here at 77, so it's 10 points off. That doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy. Huh. I'm not really sure what the hell this all means. I've got to find this guy to figure out what the hell all this is about. Those settings don't seem to do anything. I've tried all different varieties there. So what do you think? Here's VWAP on Jigsaw. Here we are, value area is the same, but here we are with VWAP above value area high. So big difference, you know. Did this trade up to VWAP and get rejected? Or is VWAP down here at 67? That irritates me. irritates me. And I've emailed these guys at Tradovate asking them if my theory that the time settings should have no bearing on VWAP apart from the starting time, because it's simply the average volume, which has nothing to do at price, which has nothing to do with time. So pretty sure I'm right. POC seems to be accurate. Value areas are accurate. There seems to only be a difference in the calculation of VWAP. Fortunately, that's about the only indicator that I use. These are simply one standard deviation, or sigma 1, 2, and 3 away from VWAP. So definitely a day to be in that third position flat. Had I just not traded it all, I'd have been $40 ahead of myself. And with this kind of price action, I will not have a resting order at the value area low in this high volume, which would be normal for me to do, because my setup would say that that's right, but I look at the context here, and that doesn't make me warm and fuzzy. Guess it would have been close. Quite a volume shelf over here on the ES. If it drops through that, looks like there's a lot of downside. Five minutes on the bracket for the TPO. Well, we could get a stop run down here, because that's definitely the low. There you go. There it was. Not a very big one, but there it was there. Will they now target that value area, or the Globex low? Not sure what good that would be. Oh, okay, that would be bring them down here to the value area high here, and value area Globex low. It's only 5 ticks, for Christ's sake. Well, If this market was trading more or less realistically, I would think that that was a low risk entry position because you know immediately where you're wrong. That's also called catching the knife. But at this market, I don't think that's a smart move. Wow, the ES is just selling off hard. Not sure what the NASDAQ is thinking. Just not sure. Sellers are definitely seeming to be in control here. Just putting this real funky multiple profile, multiple value area highs. Is this a trading range, a consolidation range? Are they setting up to break lower? Not sure. Can't really read it myself. I'm thinking lower, but something wrong. Look at how the data stopped on the Tradovate and how we're trading up considerably in Jigsaw. Well, there we have that. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, that's ridiculous. We're at 44. Things down here at 3,300. We're up here. Well, so that's enough of that. Don't know what's up with that, but that's not good. Almost back up to value area low again. Wow. Well, that's disappointing. What is wrong with that? Definitely not my computer, obviously. Jigsaw's ripping and snorting over there, and my computer is super strong, brand new. Well, that will be the end of my trading day. That's just pretty disappointing. Pretty darn disappointing right there. Look at this crap. Now it's going to reset itself. What is this bullshit? This is, sorry about that, but this is just really annoying to me when they try to push this junk out and they compromise the system. That is just ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. And they're behind. Yeah, we're at 39, trading down to 39.75, and this thing is just now catching up. Well, that's just disappointing as all get out right there. That's pretty disappointing. Pretty darn disappointing there. But we're not in a trade, so that's fine. It's Friday evening, so I'll take my $40 loss and be happy that that's all it is. Definitely still way behind. Trading 3,800. This thing is over 39.50, and it's barely keeping up. So that's pretty disappointing. Pretty darn disappointing. Not sure what to think about that. I like the Tradovate platform generally, but those kind of data issues just really put me off. Look at that. And now we're going to run it, Imagine if you were short down there and thinking you were all right when that data freeze, and then they run it all the way back up to the POC. Huh. That's irritating. But they really need to fix that. That system, there's no way in the world that system ought to push anything through some stupid roll notification or whatever else uh, in the middle of an active session. That's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I'm not pleased with this POC story either. VWAP story. I wonder if there's another VWAP here. Let's just check something. I think there is. VWAP, plain and simple. Overlay, no anything. Okay, and it's going to look up, it's going to be light blue. Same exact number as is the other one. Typically for me, it's never a successful trade from the middle out. In this case, below POC and trade down from this volume area node to this one here at the value area low. That very seldom works for me. If we're in a trading range and it's a range day, then reversion to the mean is always better for me. Trend is different, of course, but I don't think I wouldn't say we're in a trend. Sort of, I guess. Lower highs, and this broke structure here, and then here we go again. So pretty much a chop zone. Well, how disappointing. That data platform lock up there was just irritating. Consolidation area, which way are we going to pop, up or down? Down, I guess, maybe. A lot of traffic right here for sure. Volume there. Sellers are in control here, looks like, but it's just not pulling off. Just trading right up to mid and bouncing back. And what a tight range. Wow, for the whole 70 points for the whole session so far. Wow. 70 points for the whole session so far. ES is having a hard time over there. And of course, the minute I look at my other computer and check what my email is saying, we get a bounce off the value area low there. But I wouldn't have traded it anyway. Too spooky right now. This price action up, down, backwards, forwards. Who knows where? I mean, that would be typically, yeah, a bounce. But with this close chop zone going on here, it's just like sticking your head in a ranch chopper. Will it bounce again? Let's see. ES is just hammering to the downside. Will the NASDAQ follow? Getting down here to our previous low. Even the delta looks like a chop zone. Amazing this A period here is next to nothing. Again with the consolidation. I don't think we're even just barely getting 5 points out of it here. We could barely be scalping for fives. There we go. Maybe that's going to actually break now. See if we get some movement to the downside there. ES is pulling off now, coming back a little bit. Don't think that's going to get me where I want to go. And maybe I'm wrong. So we were able to take that break-even trade there and pick up a few. Couple $100. Not much, but we're green. And I'm thinking that's just pretty rosy. I think that's a pretty good end to a suck wad Friday. They did take out the value area low. So the stat is good. See that? So there we go. Now, will they take out that high? I don't think I'll be around to see that, but the stat has been fulfilled. And they're going to take her lower, it looks like. There's our 10 points. I'll just be amazed if they let those Globex traders keep that all-time high. That will be unusual, actually. But so that bracket could use a little tweaking maybe, but so far it's trading me all right. They need a little bit of excess here. They don't have any kind of a buying tail on this. It's a poor low. in the terminology of market profile people, Pete Stottlemyre and Jim Dalton and the likes of those folks. I'd say we're breaking down now. We're sure testing that bottom enough times, aren't we? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 7. Okay. And the ES just keeps falling out of bed. Sellers are definitely taking control here. So we'll see what happens. So much for my theory of oh boy, they're going to take out the high. That's why you need to trade what you see and not what you think. And there's another saying that I like. The market can stay irrational or illogical, whatever word you prefer, much longer than you can stay solvent. In other words, you go, oh, it just got to turn around. It's just got to turn around. And next thing you know, you're broke. And that's for sure. The market will go where it wants to go and do what it wants to do. You got to keep asking yourself the question, what is the market trying to achieve? And how good a job is it doing? So they're testing lower. For some reason, they're not crazy about that all-time high. And I'm not real sure. Now, we could be breaking up here now. That something might have changed. Could be, shouldn't be any releases out during the trading session. And we're going to run into a lot of heavy traffic right here. So the concept of trading across value is a little bit scary to me. A little bit scary to me. Here's a situation where I might get hit. Thinking I'm going to take this volume area to this one and the POC. But we got this big consolidation zipper here. And one above. Not a high probability. And I think I'm going to let discretion be the better part of valor and be happy with my $65 in my sound emotional capital and not push that trade. And I'm pretty glad I made that decision at this point. Oh, there we go. It did move. The minute I start trading or typing something on my email on the other computer, look what happened. Well, they did pull it up to POC in that volume area, so hush my mouth. That would have worked, I guess. Barely. Of course, would you have been taken out on that wick? That's the next question. Or would you have had slippage and not get filled? Now we're back down to the value area low pretty quickly. And my guess is they're not going to probably trade off of that too high. ES is recovering a little bit. That's encouraging. And these guys are heading back towards. Half back and the POC. They did get some excess down here. Well, I'm going to sneeze here. Wow, got the mute on just before I deafened myself and anybody listening. Okay. What are they going to do now? They're going to pull it up? Looks like we're right in a range, doesn't it? Off of that first sigma. What is going on now? I keep getting emails and it takes my attention away. Okay, it's been a kind of uneventful hour here. Friday afternoon, Friday night, my time, coming on midnight. I believe that I will call this a day, and I wish anybody a great Friday. Remember that risk management is the most important thing you can focus on, and you want to be able to trade tomorrow. So be careful, be cautious. This is pretty choppy, a lot of fast movement here. Or I'm just not reading it right, but whatever. Hopefully you're doing quite well. And also remember that your emotional capital is extremely important. So you don't want to go into Friday with a loss if you can avoid it. Have a great weekend. I'll try to get the second and hopefully the final video of the real holy grail for trading posted up this weekend. I'd appreciate any comments about that. And if you find value in the stream, my comments, watching the trading, watching the setup here, please subscribe, click the thumbs up, little bell button there if you know when we go live, which I do frequently around the Asia close, London open, and then again on the regular trading hours open generally. If I don't have some conflicting meeting around the 10:30 my time, 10:30 hour, which is 08:30 Central, but try not to. I try to do that every day. So trade safe, and thanks a lot for stopping by. Tell your friends, bring your friends. Would be great to have develop a good community of like-minded traders. Get some feedback and dialogue. That would be great. All the best. Trade safe. Great weekend. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Get some rest. Drink lots of water. Sound like your mom yet?